Awesome. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Mm-mm. Hello, hello. Welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. Hello, hello. Welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. I'm waiting on everybody to get in. Make sure that we're charging over here. I can't tell. Well, we'll find out. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. I gave myself some notes. Welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. Hello, everybody. Gonna wait on some people to get in here. Hey, I got somebody. Got somebody on Facebook. Got somebody on Facebook. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. I am Miss Taylor Said. Hey girl. I really would, y'all. I know I'm look like I'm fidgeting a lot. It's because I can't tell. I'm not comfortable with like seeing myself. I mean, I'm comfortable with seeing myself. I'm just adjusting a lot. It's Wednesday, and on Wednesdays we drink wine and we wear pink because Wine Wednesday and wearing pink and all the Wednesday traditions, hump day, all those things. I hope y'all are having a great Wednesday. The weather has been terrible. Um, the weather has been cold and rainy and gross. Hello, hello, welcome in. Hello. I'm going to get started in just a moment. I'm going to give it one more minute and then I'm going to get started. We are reading Abundance Now by Lisa Nichols. Amen. We are reading Abundance Now by Lisa Nichols. Eh, that light. There we go. I don't know. Abundance Now by Lisa Nichols. We are reading Abundance Now by Lisa Nichols. And I'm going to give it one more minute and then we will get started. I hope y'all are having a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. I hope y'all are having a wonderful Wednesday. Not going to lie to y'all. I am, my brain is getting to the point where it's starting to fry. Yesterday was a very busy day. I appreciate y'all having patience with me. Yesterday was a disaster. To me, it was a disaster, but I'm an artist, so I'm sensitive about my shit. So, even talking and having conversation with somebody, I feel like there's an art to it. So, I was super nervous about yesterday and the thing that I did because I had an interview with a comedian. Again, I'm not going to give a lot of details, but I had an interview with a comedian and yay, Brianna got her wine for Wednesday. I had an interview with a comedian and I'm talking about like someone that is on TV every week. I'm talking about somebody that like has a verified account and everything. I had a brief interview with them yesterday and it was so terrible. Bruh, it was so terrible. Oh my God. Like I'm saying it was terrible because I had technology problems. And y'all know I was having connection problems yesterday. I was having connection problems here. I was having connection problems on IG. And oh my gosh. And the link for the Zoom, it wasn't Zoom, it was some other thing. But the link for the webcam thing didn't work, for the web meeting didn't work on my computer. So I had to use my phone. My phone. And I have an iPhone 8, y'all. I have no shame in that. I have an iPhone 8 and I'm okay with that. Because blessings, I'm going to upgrade soon. I'm actually going to upgrade soon. And if they I would say if they send out this little $600 stimmy, but whatever. I'm going to upgrade it soon. But I ended up having to use my webcam, no, my camera on my phone. And when I clicked the link, it opened the browser of my phone, and I had to do a web meeting with a celebrity on the browser of my phone. it was it was atrocious. It was a mess. But it happened. I hope that it went well. I hope that, they got what they needed, and we'll see. We'll see. If I get something, I'll post it, y'all. Um, y'all, are y'all feeling reflective about this year? I mean, it's December. This is around the time where people are feeling reflective anyway. So if y'all are feeling reflective, I guess comment something that you're reflecting on, or that you like, one notable thing. And I mean literally one brief notable thing, y'all. Y'all don't have to write. We can save the memoirs for our journal, and Facebook posts with comments and everything. But tell me one notable thing from this year that you want to mention. Mm. It is that I ended up getting so crazy. I passed Food Lion to go to Harris Teeter thinking I was going to be able to get the Snoop Dogg 19 Crimes wine, and they didn't have it, and I didn't want any of the other 19 Crimes. And eventually I landed on something that does not taste good now. I got just Barefoot Rich Blend, because I was just like, I was willing to spend the $10 for the Snoop Dogg bottle. But since they didn't have it, I was like, well, let me get my $5 wine. And so today we have Barefoot. Anyway, I am prolonging and lagging back. So this show was created in an effort to accomplish some of my goals. And I want to welcome y'all to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. I'm going to try that again. Welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. There's no takes in a live. There's no, redos in a live video. So we're just going to do it again. And I appreciate y'all for having that patience with me. Welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. The show was created in an effort to accomplish some of my goals. One of my goals being reading more books and actually completing the books that I have. Because I've started a lot of books, I've purchased a lot of books, and I've started a lot of books, but I actually haven't completed them. So I want to complete the books. And what's a better way to do that than with other people, which leads me to the next goal that I have, which is getting more comfortable with reading aloud. Some of my personal, I don't even want to say career goals, but creative goals, I want them to lead me in a direction where I'm going to have to read off of a teleprompter. And so I want to get more comfortable with reading aloud, especially reading aloud on cue and in front of people. And my final goal that I'm trying to accomplish with this show is to be more comfortable speaking in front of an audience again, and engaging with an audience, not just speaking in front of an audience, but having engagement. Because I used to perform and speak in front of audiences and stuff, but it's one thing to memorize something, get up and say it. It's another thing to have to engage and actually have something to say, and that's coming off the top of your head. So I want to get more comfortable with doing that. So for those of you that have been sticking it out with me and hanging in there and joining us every day, I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate the love that y'all give me. I appreciate the support. Let's get into this book, okay? The walls are thin in my apartment building. Let's get into this book. We are reading Lisa Nichols' Abundance Now. We are in chapter 2. We're almost finished with chapter 2. We are reading Lisa Nichols' Abundance Now. If you missed the episode yesterday, yes. If you missed the episode yesterday, who's rank, Brianna? I don't know what that's. Are you talking about this one or this one? Because either one, I've had this one since I was 13. Ain't nobody give this to me except for my auntie. And this one was made by Black Honey Co. She does crystal pieces, cosmic pieces, she calls them. Cosmic combinations and pieces. Is BLAQHONEYY. And she did my amethyst piece, and she did 2 rings for me, and she did a citrine bracelet for me. I ended up taking the stone out of the citrine bracelet. Here's my citrine right here. I ended up taking the stone out of the citrine bracelet because it ended up not working for me. But it was a beautiful piece. It's just I had this super tiny, frail wrist, so it didn't end up working. But anyway, we are reading Lisa Nichols' Abundance Now, and thanks for hanging out for 12 minutes of my rambling. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right. Let's see. Okay. So yesterday, a couple of things that we covered. Let's see. We covered the visualization process, some more of the visualization process, and um, it's on my list of things to do that I need to accomplish. But I'm gonna go back through the book and the things where it's supposed to be you're supposed to record them and play them back to yourself. I know that I did them here, but I would like to do them without error and for them to be something that you can click on and I want to listen to this, click, boom, listen. So we're gonna figure out a way to do that. I'll probably do it on SoundCloud. That way they don't think I'm trying to monetize or make money off of her work because I'm not. Um we were talking about that. And we also talked about how you don't have to be the master of everything. You don't have to master everything in order to accomplish your goals. So outsourcing certain things, and then also how to live in your own lane and not someone else's. And I went in about that yesterday. So if you missed that, please go back on my page. And you'll be able to see it when you go on either my Facebook or my Instagram. I looked into multi-streaming today and gonna get that figured out as well. We're all learning, starting from scratch. So the next section, let's have us some wine. Clink, 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 clink. Mm. The next section, the imperatives. What you absolutely must get good at. Imperative is a fun word for me. It is, let's start over. If it's best for all of us to stay in our own lanes, what then, if anything, must we absolutely get good at in addition to our unique ability? What intrinsic habits, wisdom, and intelligence must we have to run our lane as effectively as possible? I have a few suggestions. 1, if you don't have a team yet, learn how to assemble the right group of people. Whether or not you're a manager or own the business, and even if you're a stay-at-home parent. If you're a solopreneur, the idea of delegating everything can be overwhelming if there's no one to delegate to. Amen. You might even try to assemble a group of vendors who can take on those parts of your work you simply shouldn't be doing. And a virtual assistant can make all of the difference in the world. But another approach to consider is what I did. I recruited a volunteer support. I found people whose expertise was much stronger than mine in those areas where I needed it. What might take me 6 hours to do because I wasn't skilled in that area took them 90 minutes or less. So I found people willing to donate a small amount of their time every month to my business. When I first started my company, I went to lots of business conferences and would strike up fast friendships with other entrepreneurs. As is common at these functions, we would trade business cards. I always followed up with some people. And with some people I asked, "May I make a bold request of you?" I like that. May I make a bold request of you? Would you be willing to volunteer in my company for the next 6 months, giving me 90 minutes of your time every month? Could you look at my revenue forecast and give me some coaching? I'd ask. I'd be incredibly grateful. Of course, in those days, I really meant 90 minutes and could easily stick to that request. My business was small and didn't require a whole lot of analysis of its products, customers, and cash flow. I'd pose the same question to product developers, asking for suggestions about curriculum and packaging. I even asked a recently retired corporate executive of IBM to draft some simple contracts for my business deals to come. Because I shared my vision with them of inspiring and transforming the lives of teens, these people gladly helped out for free. Out of every 10 people I asked for support, 8 of them said yes. And let me tell you why. I put a time cap and end date on the volunteer commitment I was asking for. But what actually happened But what actually happened is that when the 6 month request expired, 100% of my volunteers stayed on and volunteered more time because they saw the growth and excitement in what I was doing. Unknowingly, I had assembled an entire home team of abundant thinkers who could help me grow my business, even though I didn't have a single employee at the time. And the retired contracts and compliance person, she volunteered for 3 years, giving up 15 hours a week in some cases, all because I put a cap on my asks. Ooh, what a word. And made them bite sized, palatable, and doable for people. Now, over 14 years later, I recently reached out to her to let her know that my company went public and that I was gifting her with shares because of her generosity and contribution in my beginning days. I know that she didn't volunteer for stock in my company, but what a pleasant surprise and acknowledgement of her service. What's the key to making these requests work? For one, potential volunteers don't want to push your train out of the station. They want to jump on a moving train instead. So you have to show advancement of some kind before you ask for favors and while the volunteers are in support of you. Second, people want to be a part of something exciting. Show them that you've got a winning plan. Have a strategy. Excitement and a clear plan make people more willing to invest emotionally and mentally. Finally, don't request too much. People don't want to overcommit. This happens frequently in charitable organizations, most of which are wonderful, but volunteers want to be an added value. They don't want to feel as though they're your life support system. Ooh, I needed that one. hmm If you're a stay-at-home parent or the caregiver of an elderly family member and you're trying to build your dream business or new career at the same time, it becomes even more imperative to get good at team building. Who is the babysitter, housekeeper, repairman, and pediatrician on your team? Which neighbors, friends, or fellow parents can you call on to help or volunteer? If you can't find people who can support you or you don't have the resources to hire good help, why not check into local churches, charities, and city agencies who provide occasional help with home repairs, meal preparation, elder daycare, after school tutoring, and more? What else must you absolutely get good at while you're specializing in your lane? Become masterful. That was the first one. Second one says, become masterful at creating a clear vision, communicating it in compelling detail, and enrolling others to come along for the journey. Your vision for the future of your business, project, initiative, or career must be so clear that it excites everyone, including you. Each time you talk about your vision, you are deliberately or unintentionally enrolling others in that vision. So be sure to enroll with integrity. Always speak the truth. Become a master visionary who can paint a picture so compelling, we have to stare. If you're shy or lack confidence, but still know that you need to enroll people, you've got some homework to do. But here's what I know. If the desire to see your dream come to fruition is strong enough, if you're hungry enough, you'll strengthen your communication muscle. Two books I recommend that will help you become a better communicator of your vision are Onward by Howard Schultz and 11 Rings by Phil Jackson. Onward, Onward, by Howard Schultz, and 11 Rings by Phil Jackson. Another one that I would suggest is it's on Audible. It's on audible.com and it's How to Have More Meaningful Conversation. That one's a really, really good one too. I've actually become a better conversationalist and communicator because of that one. So I recommend that one as well. Throughout the pages of these two books, I discovered great language for connecting with people. But more than that, I discovered two very powerful and influential men who were both committed to keeping their heart, integrity, and spiritual awareness at the center of every interaction in their business and personal lives. Even though these books are business related, Howard Schultz is the CEO of Starbucks and Phil Jackson is the president of the New York Knicks basketball team. I don't know if that's still true because I don't watch sports. Somebody tell me if that's still true. Is Phil Jackson still the president of the New York Knicks? Anyway, Their books made it crystal clear to me that success in any field is really about living in your passion, speaking your truth, and allowing your spirituality to be demonstrated through words and action. That's really exercising your communication muscle. As your project or business grows, consider getting a partner. I love seeing partnerships where you can tell, yeah, she's the brains and infrastructure, while he's the visionary, the enroller, and the communicator. Find someone whose strengths are different from yours. I don't know if she's watching, but if you're watching, friend, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, friend. I don't know what platform you're watching on, but I'm looking at you. Yeah, she's the brains and the infrastructure, while he's the visionary and the enroller and the communicator. Tea and honey. Find someone whose strengths are different from yours. 3, hey, friend. 3, get good at managing people. At this point in my career, as the leader of a team, I'm clear that I'm no longer doing business. I'm no longer doing project management, and I'm 100% focused on people management. Actually have 2 customers, my company's clients and my valued employees. I have to listen to my individual team members, understand their needs, keep them aligned with one another, and keep them focused on our goals, all while constantly communicating the future vision that the company is working towards. I wish more employers did. Remember that your team has also said yes to your vision. But sometimes in managing their day-to-day projects, goals, challenges, and tasks, they forget about the 30,000-foot vision and can only see the challenges in front of them. This is why I've learned the importance of being a wham. That's funny now. That's actually funny now. A walk around manager. Sorry, that's funny because of WAP. That's why I'm saying it, because she has it capitalized, wham, a walk around manager. Both my COO, Susie Carter, and I consistently do walk around management. During this time, we are not only checking on the progress of the business, but more important, we ask the staff how their families are, how their lives are going, understanding that if life at home is settled, then life at work is more likely to thrive. Amen. We eventually get to discussing current projects, and 9 times out of 10, they have a question in that moment that, when answered, will quantum leap their results. Quantum leap their results. Clarity that they otherwise would have waited for an appointed time to discuss with me, hence slowing the process down. I also continuously work on my management skills by reading books authored by other great leaders. As I mentioned, I recommend 11 Rings by Phil Jackson. In that book, I learned of his profound spiritual practices and how he incorporated that into his coaching, even at the risk of being teased for his team's weird practices like meditation and breathing exercises before a game. Phil was confident that the more he served, inspired, and directed his players, the more successful the organization would be. 11 NBA championships later, I'll bet more coaches are considering similar techniques. I also like Howard Schultz's book, Onward, and have to admit, I have a genuine CEO crush on Howard. His transparency, authenticity, I'm sorry, no shade. That actually wasn't shade. I just wasn't expecting to read that. I wasn't expecting to read a CEO crush on Howard. His transparency, authenticity, and commitment to integrity-based leadership had me in tears when watching his interview with Oprah Winfrey. His book taught me to hold fast to my own integrity as a leader, even through the fire. Schultz urges leaders to invest in the people and strategy of the business, to never abandon your employees for the sale of the bottom line, and to know that in the end, all great decisions come back to you, and all breakdowns are yours to claim as well. I didn't see that as well. Lead holistically. Even when it hurts, still lead. It's easy to be the leader on your best days, when results and revenues are high. But great leaders start leading at new levels when they are confronted with what seems to be the worst days. You don't get to choose when you lead, just lead. In my company, I have to lead when a lack of follow-up produces an unhappy client and or when incomplete communication creates an incorrect expectation with a strategic partner. I have to be willing to own mistakes made by my team, unfulfilled promises, or poorly worded commitments that get misinterpreted. Even those situations when, as a company, we flat out drop the ball. Even if I didn't individually make the error, I have to be willing to own those breakdowns. The fourth point is learn to laser focus on completing individual projects and meeting specific goals. The reason I'm not stopping in between these, y'all, is because it's pretty direct what she's saying, and I'm not a business owner yet, so I'm not a team leader, so I'm learning as I'm reading as well. Learn to laser focus on completing individual projects and meeting specific goals. To really move quickly down your lane, take time now to put into place methods and boundaries that help you laser focus on producing results. Allocate your time using a system and create delivery benchmarks that keep you on track. If email or phone calls or meetings distract you, set boundaries and answer your email and phone calls only after 12 noon. If multiple meetings take your focus away from completing key tasks, ask a group ask to group them on a specific day of the week, or amazing but possible, ask to be excused from these meetings altogether so the bigger milestones can be achieved. If anybody is able to do that at your job, especially now, good luck. I recommend you give it a go, give it a try, and may the odds be ever in your favor. When I first talked to Janet Switzer about co-authoring this book with me, she revealed that her system for writing books combines rigorous outlining with daily writing time and focused periods of research. Unlike other people, I want to yawn so bad, y'all, and I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Okay, I needed to get that out. I was not prepared for that. Not this little barefoot. Oh, mm-mm. Making me sleepy. What? It's only 6:29. What? I don't sleep. Um, unlike other people who start their workday at 8 a.m., Janet writes from 5:30 to 12 noon, 5 days a week. And she puts in parentheses, what? Then spends her afternoons running the many aspects of her business. She has a system that works for her, and together we produce this book in record time. See? Laser focused. Finally, get good at carving out time to be still and to reflect. Get good at carving out time to be still and to reflect. As you step into your greatness and begin to lead an abundant life, you'll discover there will be more and more demands on your time, particularly if you own a business or lead people in any capacity. But part of an abundant life is quiet time to reflect, meditate, plan, and dream. It's imperative that, in addition to everything else, you get good at scheduling and protecting this time on your calendar. Whether it's a daily hour before you go to work or a weekly ritual of a few hours, start carving out this sacred time and become non-negotiable about honoring it. With these imperatives and all of the other self-enrichment work you'll be doing, you can pursue your goals in earnest. But be advised, not everything you do will work out perfectly. You have to be willing to move forward on your plans anyway, learning lessons and gaining feedback on better methods or easier alternatives, all of which will appear to you once you are in action. Y'all still with me? Hit me with a comment if you're still with me. I know, I know someone over here say on IG say you're loud again. Yeah, I am loud again. She's loud. I didn't even say it. I didn't even say it. It's her. She real loud about how to organize. I really appreciate her specifying how to organize time. Her talking about getting up at. I just closed the book, y'all, with no bookmark. by accident. I'll find it. With her talking about the Janet who writes from 5:30 to 12. Oh my God. This is that's ashy. Um, with her talking about that, it makes me think about a couple weeks ago, I sleep was just escaping me. I was not able to sleep and I would go to bed super late. Like I couldn't fall asleep until like 3 in the morning and my body would wake me up at 5. So I started making use of my time and started doing things, creative things, doing the affirmations with the Positive Dragon podcast in the morning, writing things down and journaling and, and thinking about my dreams and meditating and doing my prayers and things like that, spending that time. And I've kind of slacked on that, which is probably why I'm yawning because my sleep schedule is real iffy right now. But I do notice that when I give myself more time to get things done, I get more things done. And if that's what the things that you want to do, if they require you to dedicate more time, welcome in, welcome in. If they dedicate, if they require you to dedicate more time, try getting up at 5:30. Try getting up. Actually, whatever time you get up now, inch your clock back 15, 20, 30 minutes. See what happens. Just try and see what happens and see if you're able to get a little bit more done. Y'all, I'm so ashamed that I lost my place in the book. She got all these charts in here. Y'all. Okay, that's chapter 3. We're not there yet. We did that. Yeah, we did these. We did this. Let's see. We did the pillars. We did those. We did that checklist. The visualization, the imperatives. That's what we just finished. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next section. Welcome in. If you're just now coming in, we are reading Abundance Now by Lisa Nichols and Janet Switzer. I didn't mean to leave her out. She mentioned her in the book, but it's Lisa Nichols and Janet Switzer. Yeah, try starting smaller, Rebecca, because for me, I usually get up at 7. I have an alarm that's never ever going to change because even if I choose to get up earlier, I'll still have that alarm go off at 7. But I whenever on other days when I feel like I need to get up earlier or during periods of time, I try to wean myself on, not wean myself onto it, but kind of like gradually get myself used to waking up earlier. So I do smaller increments instead of trying to do a big jump. I mean, some people can do a big jump like that and more power to them. But for me, someone that likes to be in the bed and sleep, it's easier for me to do smaller increments. All right. The next section, I think this one's going to hurt our feelings. Let me drink some water. I have my wine, but clearly my wine is making me yawn, and I don't need that. It's Wednesday. For those of you in my personal life, if you know, you know, Wednesday I need to be awake. So, um, be willing to fail, but not expecting to fail. So, this one says, be willing to fail, but not expecting to fail. To move forward on your goals, you're going to have to give yourself permission to do things wrong, to experience a bad result, to make a mess, to fail. I'm going to let y'all sit with that for a moment. To move forward on your goals, you're going to have to give yourself permission to do things wrong, to experience a bad result, to make a mess, ellipses, to fail. But giving yourself permission to fail actually gives you the go ahead you need to succeed. When you give yourself permission to fail, you actually say, I'm going to run to the edge and leap, regardless of the outcome. I'm going to get into motion, regardless of what happens. But if you don't give yourself this permission in the first place, you'll just run to the edge and look. No leaping, no risking, no forward movement of any kind will occur. You'll stop yourself from leaping which also stops you before you've had the chance to see yourself soar. You'll stop yourself from leaping. I'm pausing because I'm taking these words in as well. This is for me as well. No leaping, no risking, no forward movement of any kind will occur. You'll stop yourself from leaping, which also stops you before you've had the chance to see yourself soar like an eagle. If you think about how parachutists jump out of an airplane long before if you think about how parachutists jump out of an airplane long before they open their chutes, you realize they fall a long way before achieving safety. They have to give themselves this permission to fall before they open their parachutes and soar. Okay, metaphor, analogy, not metaphor, analogy. Too often, we try to avoid that momentary fall or avoid the chance that we might hit the ground, not recognizing that failure is simply not getting the outcome you hoped for. Think of taking risk like buying a lottery ticket and failing to win the lottery. Your life hasn't changed. Sorry. Think of taking risk like buying a lottery ticket and failing to win the lottery. Your life hasn't changed. You didn't have $1 million in lottery winnings before you bought the ticket, and you don't have millions now. Your life hasn't gotten worse due to this failure. It simply stayed the same. As long as you're willing to fail forward like abundant thinkers do, meaning you learn lessons from your failures, then the potential of failure is not all that risky. Two of the most valuable lessons I used today came from past failures. Early on in my business, I was horrible at hiring people. The criteria I used was just plain wrong. The criteria I used were just plain wrong. I hired if you hugged me well. I hired if you were a raving fan. I hired people who scared me because they used what my grandma called big $15 words and sounded smarter than me. And I think, wow, if only I had that really smart person on my team. I estimate that I've spent over $250,000 hiring incorrectly. And that's not to say these people were not good people. They just weren't the right people for my company. Now I have a system in place, a team of people in a company environment that is a product of those errors I made back then. Highly qualified, abundant thinkers, servant leaders, integrity centered, and spiritually grounded. Amen. Let me try to get a job with Lisa. Okay. I'm all those things. Highly qualified, abundant thinker, servant leader, integrity centered, and spiritually. Okay. I might have to put in an app. I'm kidding, but I'm not. Leap anyway. Oh no, I skipped a whole section trying to be funny. Of course, you should do everything in your power to make sure failure doesn't occur, including I'm going to work overtime. I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to be coachable. I'm going to do my due diligence. But there's always that chance that you will fail. Leap anyway so you can learn. A longtime student of mine, Cynthia James, gave herself permission to leap. An actress hoping to break into Hollywood, she entered the Star Search competition and advanced through 7 grueling rounds of eliminations before making it to the finals. At each exciting, scary, and momentous stage, there was a chance that she'd be eliminated and return home having failed. Then, on the night of the final round of competition, the producer of the show approached her and asked, "Do you know why you've won so many times? It's because people like who you are. Every character you've portrayed exhibits your charm and charisma, but the scene you've selected to do tonight is lacking you. Bring your authentic self back into the scene and you will be happier, much happier in the end, win or lose." Stunned by his revelation, Cynthia wanted to cry. Just at the point, just at the point she was poised, what are words? Poised to soar. Someone who knew the game reminded her of the potential for failure. Knocked off her center. When she heard them call her name to rehearse, she got up in a daze and moved to the stage. The rehearsal did not go well, and later, Cynthia sat in her dressing room in dismay. When her roommate offered to lift them both up in prayer, she affirmed that Cynthia would be her most authentic and inspiring self that night. At the end of the prayer, Cynthia declared that she would go out there and soar. As she stepped on stage, Cynthia felt the energy of the audience. Delivering her lines with humor and spontaneity, Cynthia knew when the scene was over, that win or lose, she had been amazing. With her heart beating madly and her body about to burst, Cynthia stepped back on stage to await the announcement of the winner. After what felt like forever, she heard the words, and the winner of our Star Search competition is Cynthia James, and was handed her $100,000 check for winning the Star Search competition. Cynthia, stunned in disbelief, joy, and a bit of shock. I did it, bursting in her head. I really played full out and did it. Experienced her moment of bliss and gave thanks for the producer who somehow had been sent to remind her never to let doubt convince her to dim her light. She vowed never again to hold back her true self for any reason. She faced potential failure and soared. Don't you back away. Don't you back away from the ledge either. Put yourself all the way out there so the world knows what you're up to. Make a bold declaration and get in the process of making your abundant life happen. Just as Cynthia was willing to fail, you too have to face your fears and take action anyway. And Cynthia James eventually enjoyed a long career in Hollywood and was the first long-term Lexi on the TV show Days of Our Lives. Today, she is one of the brightest and best-loved inspirational teachers. She serves as an associate minister at Mile High Church in Denver. Good for Cynthia. 5? Wait. 5? 5 what? Yes. Yes, man. 5. Let's get up at 5 to start working on our stuff for ourselves. I mean, if you have the time and you can, you know. Failing forward, that's an interesting thought of failure in that sense. Well, we talked about failing forward a few episodes ago, and I remember making the analogy that failing forward is the way to think of it is like the way that Black people be falling. So like, you know how like you walking down the street and you trip on something and you kind of do that little jog because you don't want nobody to know that that something tripped you up, and so you do that little jog. Failing forward, you don't fall, you learn something. You learn to watch your step and you jog a little bit, you brush it off and keep on moving. You don't stop and look at the thing that tripped you and yell at it and get mad at it and sit there and be sad about the thing that tripped you. You trip, you do a little jog, you look around, see if anybody saw you fall, and you're like, ah, shit, well, let me not fall again. What I got to do to make sure I don't fall again? Let me watch my step. Y'all still with me? Y'all still with me? Yeah, it's hard. Be willing to fail, but not expecting to fail. Get comfortable with it. Get comfortable with it. Like, dude, there's so many times where like I've learned a lesson from um I've learned a lesson from a failure. And it's not just, the easy ones are like previous relationships and stuff like that, but just even in my own day-to-day things, it's like if you burn something, you burn something while you're cooking, you don't freak out about it. I mean, you freak out about it maybe, depending on what it is, but you don't stop cooking. You keep cooking. You keep cooking and you make some more food and you find something else to eat and you eat because you got to eat. You got to accomplish your goals. You got to live your abundant life. This is like, y'all, we're too far into this book. We too far into this book for your abundance, your choice of living an abundant life to be negotiable. This is non-negotiable at this point. Y'all too deep in. If you've been watching this far, your abundant life is non-negotiable. You got to do it. So the same way that if you burn your food that you cooking and you mess up the season or whatever, however you mess up the dish, don't stop cooking. Cook again, cook something else, order takeout, and cook tomorrow. But you don't stop cooking. You don't stop trying. You don't stop moving forward just because you failed at something. Because that was just a lesson. Do better next time. You'll be fine. All right. The next, ooh. Okay, y'all, for a second. What time? Ooh, we get through this stuff so fast. But I told y'all yesterday, I'm going to stay longer today because I dipped out early yesterday. But I'm going to go grab my energy drink, y'all, and I'm going to take a swig of that because I want to perk up a bit. So let me go get some caffeine real fast. I'm glad y'all are here. Glad y'all keep coming back. It's like I'm low key, it blows my mind that I be seeing the little number of people who are watching me live every day. It blows my mind because it's like, oh, like it's working. So and if you know me, you know that I always have to point out what's happening and ruin the moment. So like if if everybody's in the room and finally we finally made it happen where everybody that wanted to hang out and wanted to be in the same room, we can get everybody together. I'm that person that's sitting there like, oh, you guys, we're all together. Like Sinclair on Living Single. Like, you guys, we're all woo woo woo. I love to see love. I'm very much the like, oh, I'm going to point out the moment because it's the moment, you guys. So I'm pointing out the moment because it's the moment. I appreciate y'all being here. All right. So next section. And just as I said that, somebody left the live. The next section is called Do It Afraid. Do It Afraid. Navigate your way through fear storms. I've never been able to successfully outrun fear. I was afraid when I started my company. I was afraid when I negotiated to write Chicken Soup for the African American Soul. I was afraid when Rhonda Byrne asked to film me for The Secret. When I went on the Oprah Winfrey Show and Larry King Live, served in South Africa, Kazakhstan, and Taipei. Don't know if I pronounced those last two right. It's a shame because I was a travel agent, but here we are. And when I filed with the SEC to take my company public, my job is to do it afraid. The truth is you don't have to outrun fear, but you do have to look at it in the face and take action anyway. If you're okay with being afraid, you won't want to move forward. If you're okay with being afraid, you won't want to move forward on your goals. The key is to navigate your way through these fear storms. And then she has a quote. It's real simple. If you never give yourself permission to fail, you've never really given yourself permission to succeed. Ooh, she said something right there. If you've never given yourself permission to fail, you've never really given yourself permission to succeed. Lisa Nichols. Never giving yourself permission to fail. That's freaking brilliant. Sorry. It be these little phrases and stuff that just blow my mind, y'all. Words, they are incredible. What will reduce your fear as you're navigating through the storm? Information, knowledge, and advice. For anything that you want to do, someone else has accomplished something similar before you. Seek them out. Ask their advice. Search online for their stories, books, and courses from people who've successfully accomplished what you want to do. When my business was about 10 years old, I was doing okay, but things were never far from a struggle. I was scared. After all, I'd put so much into my vision. I'd moved away from my family and I was fearful about my future. Often in the midst of some fierce fear storm, I would call up my girlfriend Anne and ask her out to lunch. While I always offered to pay, she never let me. Bless her heart. Oh my God. Y'all. Sorry. Something. I don't be wearing makeup or nothing like that. It would just be going in my eye. Oh, why you saying ouch, B? Why you saying ouch? Ain't no ouch. We got this. We got this. We're going to do it. Wait, what am I saying again? I'm going to say it again. It's real simple. If you never give yourself permission to fail, you've never really given yourself permission to succeed. Okay. Um, when you are going, let's see. No, 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 no. She talked about how she met her friend for lunch. While always offered to pay, she never let me, bless her heart, because she knew how broke I was. Anne and her husband had a business wildly successful business, and they were set for life. They lived in a stunning home in La Jolla, California, with spiral staircases and breathtaking views. Just being in their home inspired me. Whenever I was down in the dumps, I would go to lunch with Anne and ask her to tell me the story of when she and her husband Richard lived in a three-bedroom house, nearly broke before their business took off. As a way of inspiring me, she would share the story of those days when their lifestyle wasn't so lavish and things weren't so abundant. I would see two people who had been where I was, who had made it through and were living in a whole new paradigm. When the fear storms came up, I'd ask Anne to take me back to their more challenging times when she had to have some when she had to have had some fears. Whoo! When she had to have had some fears. When you're going through a fear storm, educate yourself as a way to calm your fears. Do your due diligence about the situation you're in. Ask more experienced people to explain what you don't know or don't understand. Then give yourself permission to find a safe person to whom you can admit, I'm scared. Reach out to a rocket booster friend who will see the best in you, calm your nerves, but still hold you accountable for your dreams. I hope that for my friends, I'm that friend. I hope I'm that friend for my friends. Um, by the way, I still spend quality time with Anne as a way to relax and release and to calm the new fear storms that rise because I'm committed to playing an even bigger game and it's often accompanied by knocking knees. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Man, I am so blessed. I'm so blessed to have the people in my life that I have. I'm so blessed to have the friends in my life that I have. So blessed to have the people that I have because the people that I have, the people that I talk to regularly, the people that are still showing up for me and I'm still showing up for, you know, especially the ones that I've been dealing with and consistently dealing with this year. We have created this little family in this like community of people, and my friends, like my friend is your friend is your friend, my friend is your friend, we kind of like the friendships intersect because we all want to see each other win and we're all happy to see each other win. And I'm thankful for those friendships. And when one person is down, we hop in that group chat and we lift them back up, and it goes around in a circle that way where it's just like every person goes through their fear storms and we are there for each other through each of our fear storms. So for my friends and the ones that, we got the group chats, we text in regularly, whether that's every day, every week, every month, but with the ones that we talk privately with regularity, I I got you. I got you. One thing that I don't know if y'all have ever done the Myers-Briggs test before, the Myers-Briggs personality test before. Um, Friendship, man, friendship is so powerful. It's so powerful. Um, the Myers-Briggs personality test, though, I did that and I found out I am ENFP. I don't know if that's changed since the quarantine because I have become significantly more introverted than I used to be, but I think I am still extroverted. It's just that right now I'm in survival mode because pandemic, so I'm good. And I've had some things that I've gone through that kind of made me more recluse than I used to be, especially back in college. Like there was a big chunk of my life where I did not socialize often. So it kind of, made me a little more introverted than I used to be. But my personality type is ENFP. And those personality types they call the campaigner. And they're the person that's like the cheerleader for people. So you have, I think, other like celebrities that had that type, that were that personality type, were Will Smith and Robin Williams, rest in peace. Um, those people, they are the ones that are like, yeah, you want to do it? Let's do it. And I'm very much like, you want to do this? Let's do it. Yeah. I'm going to be there. I'm in your corner. I'm in your corner. And I'm so thankful for the friends that when my let's do it is turned down, especially for myself, they come through and they help me, and they boost me back up. So, and you know, either give me space so I can recharge, or they boost me back up. But you're going to have your fear storms. You're going to have the things that you're afraid of. You're going to have your list of reasons why you shouldn't. I have my list of reasons why I shouldn't. I have my list of reasons why I shouldn't even do this. It's embarrassing. If I sound dumb, or if people don't like it, or people don't rock with this, like, what? I look dumb. I look crazy reading on the internet. I like, y'all can read a book. Y'all can go buy the book and read it, and we could talk about it on a Facebook post. I don't have to talk about it. Like, if I put myself out there, like, there's so many things that I could be afraid of. And when you have those fears, it's good to have somebody that is just gonna be like, fucking do it anyway. And if you don't have a fucking do it anyway person in your life, there's what, 4 of y'all watching. Thank you so much. Between the 2 platforms, I'll open myself up to y'all. If we don't already have a relationship. If you need a like, fuck it, do it anyway, friend, hit me up. I'll bless your hit me up, and I'll bless your inbox with encouragement and cheerleader stuff, because and it's not fake. I'm genuinely excited for you, because if you say you want to do something and you believe in it and you care about it and it's for you, I'm going to, and it's not hurting nobody, because that's usually the condition for me. Like, do whatever you want to do as long as you're not hurting anyone, as long as you're not hurting yourself or anyone else. So the next section says the universe celebrates what's already being celebrated. The universe celebrates what's already being celebrated. This goes into what I just said, how I'm the campaigner friend for celebrations, because we love to celebrate even the little stuff. I don't know if this is what she's about to say, but sorry, I like doing my shoulders. I like doing my little Taylor shoulders. When you do make your way through the fear storms and take action, celebrate those small accomplishments or micro wins that will lead you to your new life. I didn't read that right. Ooh. Oh, wait a minute. Sorante said something nice. I don't usually. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to come back and read that comment, because I'm gonna come back and read that comment. But got you, bro. When you do make your way through fear storms and take action, celebrate those small accomplishments or micro wins that lead you to your new life. Celebrations are your way of saying, I am proud of myself for that accomplishment. And what gets celebrated gets repeated. What gets celebrated gets repeated. If you ever seen a toddler in the midst of a celebration, you'd realize that this pride and repetition also rings true for adults. Well, exploding brain emoji. If you've ever seen a toddler, y'all got kids. I know y'all got kids. If you've ever seen a toddler in the midst of a celebration, you'd realize that this pride and repetition also rings true for adults. Bro, I forgot that we be like, good job, you're doing so good for kids. I forgot about that. Sorry. In fact, many of our actions are driven solely by the positive feedback we're given when we've done something good. When a toddler jumps and hears people clapping and shouting, hooray, you can expect to see that toddler jump again. When toddlers raise their little hands, open and close their palms, and say bye-bye, only to see everyone in the room break into a smile, rest assured that for the rest of the week, one of their favorite words will be bye-bye, simply so they can be celebrated again. This is actually blowing my mind right now, y'all. Right. My mind is blown. Like, duh. They're tiny. See, and this is why freaking sidebar, side over here, way over here on the side. This is why it's so important to stop looking at kids as if they're not humans, as if they're not people that are going to remain people for the rest of their people in life. Like, it's so important. Like, people compartmentalize kids into these like alien creatures that one day grow up into adults, rather than them just being tiny humans with tiny human brains and tiny humanness that grow into bigger humans that experience and want the same things. Like, the same things you wanted as a baby are the things you want now. The things you wanted as a kid are the things you want now. Food, attention, cuddles, playtime, fun, learning, discovery, all of those things. Oh my gosh, y'all. Yes, shadow work. Yes, shadow work. Because this is blowing my mind. Like, I've been actually, y'all, we might have to do, it might be a little harder because this is already kind of a challenge to do this book because there's some interactive stuff in it. But I have another book that I want to, yes. And I want to, I have these two other books. I have two other books. If you follow me on my pages, I have, and if you need to see what the books are, I can send you a picture of them. Just message me, privately message me. But I have two books. One is an inner child workbook, and then the other one is talking about healing from emotionally immature parents, the adults of emotionally immature parents. And wow, y'all, this really is blowing my mind. I'm sorry I'm stuck on this right now, but it's really blowing my mind. Like, duh, you need to celebrate your stuff the way that a toddler celebrates when they learn and discover and accomplish a new thing. Celebrate it all. Throw yourself a party. Go a yay! Okay. There's something in my eye, and it's probably an eyelash, but here we are. Okay. The universe rewards celebration. The universe rewards celebration. The universe rewards celebration. Celebration is a reward for you, but the universe also rewards celebration. This is freaking wild. But all too often, we wait until we've achieved major macro win to celebrate. We wait until we've earned that advanced degree, landed a promotion at work, bought our first home, or gotten married when there are so many micro wins along the way. How can you celebrate your micro wins? Here's some ideas. 1, treat yourself to something special. Buy yourself a special gift or give yourself an important pleasure, whether that's sleeping in, a day at the spa, or a treat that warms your heart. This reward alerts your unconscious mind that achievement is desirable because there's a celebration at the ending of the achievement, at the end of achieving. Invite a friend to celebrate with you is the second one. Invite a friend to celebrate with you. Whether it's dinner, movie, or simply tea, make the occasion about celebrating your accomplishments. 3, take yourself on a special vacation. 4, cook a special celebration dinner for you and your family. Oh, y'all, we on the last page, chapter 2. That was the last one. Cook a special dinner for you and your family. Whatever you do to celebrate, use it to focus on what you have accomplished, as well as your courage to push through the challenges to hit your mark. So don't, okay, she is getting me, y'all. I want to get up and shout a little bit, okay? Because she's getting me right now. Not only do you need to celebrate the win, the micro wins, not only do you need to celebrate the micro wins, you need to also celebrate your courage to push through the challenges to hit your mark. I'm blown away. Lisa, you've done it again. Lisa and Janet, good grief. The last section in chapter 2 says, enriching yourself is the first step to success. As you pursue your abundant life, realize that unless you achieve the mindset and personal skills necessary, unless you work on the enrichment of yourself, self is capitalized and separated from your, that I've discussed in this chapter, all the other strategies you'll learn in this book will be less impactful. Take steps now to create the habits, schedule the time, process the past, lavish care on yourself, and celebrate your most recent wins. Then watch in awe as the achievement of your goals is accelerated. I am truly humbled. I'm still stuck on the celebrating thing, y'all. Making it. We made it. We made it to chapter 3, y'all. We here. We here at chapter 3. We here at chapter 3. Of course, we're gonna start chapter 3 on the last day of our week. So, question for the people that are here. And I do want y'all's feedback. Is that Britta? Is that Britta? Hold on. My friend. Hello. We've made it to chapter 3, y'all. So, question. Would y'all like to kind of go back over and discuss chapter 2 and like those different points tomorrow since it's the last day, or just move on to chapter 3? I will wait for the answer because I know there's a delay whenever, especially on Facebook, which is where most of the people are watching. I think I'm just going to move on to chapter 3. But if y'all say y'all want to do a discussion of chapter 2, that would be fun too. And that would be fine with me because she has given me plenty of material. What y'all think? Yes. For the discussion of chapter 2. Hello, hello. Welcome to Reading with MissTaylorSaid. Caught us at the end, but the playback is going to be up in just a moment. So I got, okay, Rebecca missed out. So we got one person that says yes for discussing chapter 2 tomorrow instead of moving on to chapter 3, because we could save chapter 3 for Monday. Discussion. I got 2 for a discussion. All right, y'all. I got 2 for a discussion, and there's 3 people up here, so they win. Oh, you don't have to leave it to the group. 2 out of 3 won. So yes, that's what we'll do. So that's what I should do. I'll spend tomorrow. I have a lot of things I need to do tomorrow, but and I will add that to my list. So really, if y'all missed chapter 2, I think we pretty much did chapter 2 this week. Did we? We might have started chapter 2 last Thursday, but we did chapter 2 this week. So if you want to go back and watch those and then bring y'all's notes and everything, we might. Do they have a way for us to talk in the talking heads on Facebook? Do they have a way for us to do that? Is there like a, as you can see, I don't really know. I'm new to this, so we'll figure it out. We'll start with the live, and if we have to switch it up, then we'll switch it up, but we'll have a discussion tomorrow. I'm really excited about this. I'm very, very, very excited about this. Yes, so we are going to discuss chapter 2 tomorrow. I'm so excited about this, y'all. This chapter has been crazy. The next one, chapter 3 is enchantment in your life relationships. So this is perfect. So we're going to do the first E. We're going to talk about the first E, which is enrichment, because there's 4 E's. And let me see, go back all the way back to the beginning of chapter 2. So enrichment of your whole self. That's what we're going to be discussing tomorrow. We're going to go over chapter 2, discussing enrichment of your whole self. And I'm super excited about this tomorrow, y'all. I'm super excited about this. And I'm going to be real cozy. I'm going to wear like a hoodie or something because Thursday is the last day of the week and it's real chill. So we're going to be real cozy. and have ourselves a really great time. I really appreciate y'all showing up tonight. I appreciate y'all coming in and participating in the discussion. Yo, for real, like if y'all don't take nothing else from today, take the celebrating everything. Celebrate everything that feels like a win. Everything that feels like a win. If you folded all your clothes after doing laundry, the day you did laundry, celebrate it. That's growth. That's progress. Okay? If you woke up in the morning and you didn't check your phone, the first thing outside of turning off your alarm, if you didn't scroll through your phone and you actually take time to give thanks and meditate or do some affirmations or something like that, you take the time to not look at social media, you know, yeah, celebrate that win too. You know, you manage your money a little bit better this week. You didn't eat out as much this week. Celebrate your win. Celebrate all your wins. Your hair is doing the right thing for you because you've been consistently, deep conditioning or whatever. Whatever it is, y'all celebrate those tiny wins. Celebrate those little wins. And when you get a little win, celebrate that and then make even bigger deal. That means you can make an even bigger deal about your bigger wins. Because now your standard, if you celebrate now the little wins, in between the big ones, your standard for how your celebrations go are going to be bigger too. Okay? So no, we're not about to just go to dinner we're not just about to go to dinner to celebrate the new job. No, no, honey. We go to dinner to celebrate a promotion within the job. But for the new job, for the new career, we're gonna do something lavish. We're gonna do something bigger. Maybe not for a new job, but you know what I'm saying. Celebrating the little wins gives a higher standard for the big ones, and we're gonna celebrate it all. All right. Tomorrow, have something that you want to think about something that you want to celebrate, and we're gonna celebrate it. And I'm gonna hype you up because I love doing that. Okay. All right, you guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me later than usual. I hope that I made up for that time I missed yesterday. And I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. Y'all be blessed. Have a good night. Do some meditation and just chill. Chill and take care of yourselves, okay? Bye. Did it end?